everybody. It is Monday, January 11th, 2016. This is Radio Tokyo, and I'm your host, Jonathan. And I've actually got something very interesting to talk about today. If you remember our Friday show, I said I was going to get into details about several characters from The Force Awakens and explain their background, which I know a few other people have probably already done, and I do know there are several articles online about it. But this is going to be my take on it. But I'm going to reverse the order. Today I was initially going to talk about Kylo Ren, but I'm not right now. Uh, you'll it was a personal choice. I'm sorry if any of you were expecting a Kylo Ren video today. But first, I want to talk about something that happened last night that has kind of upset a lot of people in the world. And it's understandable why. David Bowie, one of literally a living legend in the music industry, someone who has redefined himself and redefined what it means to be a musician and an artist, died last night. Unbeknownst to evidently everyone in the entire world, Mr. Bowie had been dealing with cancer for the past 18 months, and in his sleep last night, he lost his struggle. Struggle with cancer. Like myself, we didn't really acknowledge exactly how much of our lives were impacted by David Bowie or his music. Uh, but you know, thinking back last night, I realized there was a lot more points and times in my life, where David Bowie's music was involved than I really realized. He's essentially been the soundtrack to my life in a lot of ways. Not entirely, but one of my favorite Queen songs, for example, is Under Pressure. And now it breaks my heart to listen to it, because both David Bowie and Freddie Mercury are gone. Uh, the vocalists for that song were never going to come back. But yes, anyway, like I said, before I talk too much about him, because believe me, I have a lot I want to say. He passed away last night. He's 69 years old, and the world is absolutely in mourning over Mr. Bowie's death. But moving on to the topic I want to talk about today, I want to talk about Star Wars Force Awakens. Now, if you're actually watching this and you're seeing our graphic, you're seeing a it's a still shot with our station's mascot Diana, superimposed, dressed up as kind of a. It's actually the version of her as a clone trooper, just dressed up, look at first order. So don't like you're going crazy. But the image behind her is it's from Star Wars Battlegrounds, and it's from the Battle of Jakku special mission that was posted in. And I talked on Friday a little while about the importance of Jakku to the fall of the Empire. Okay, and in this video game, in this one legal map that you can play through in the game, you see, like I said, you see a super Star Destroyer falling from the sky, and underneath it there is another Star Destroyer, and there's some X-wing and everything. This is going on throughout the entire battle. Okay, Jakku took place 30 years before, actually 29 years before the events of Force Awakens. Okay, so that's just the setting that we're looking at. The first order grew out of the remnants of the Empire, which was crushed during this battle. Okay, and if you've seen the movie, you know that it starts off on Jakku, and there's all kinds of reasons involved here that go in. It's a thread essentially that ties through everything. Okay, and it's very important that you remember all this revolves around Jakku. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention is yes, this is a Finn video, and if you remember the video I made a while back about Finn fighting the trooper that I called the Riot Trooper, which is actually his name. It was Riot Control Trooper. I kind of treated the Riot Trooper as a throwaway individual, and I didn't really ever think there was going to be anything more to it. It turns out there's a book that's been published. It's called, I believe it's called Before the Awakening. I'll check and post it either in the description of this or to our Facebook page, one of the two. But the book is actually aimed at little kids, and it tells you some backstory about the characters that you see in the movie. And one of them is surprisingly Ben. You can learn a lot about Ben. As I mentioned on our Friday show, he was actually part of a fire support team. There was 4 soldiers. All of them were actually under Ben's command, so Ben was in charge. One of them was FN 2099. Red-haired young man who was called Nine by his squad mates. Okay, all of these soldiers, FN 2198, FN 2199, nines, FN 20. Oh, I don't remember all the numbers off the head. I'm sorry about that. But it's all important. The ones that are important are, you remember, there was one. There's 3 to remember for sure. Okay, there is Ben and Nines, and there's another one called Slip. Okay, Slip was always messing up continually. That was how he got his name. He slipped up all the time. Okay, Slip was the weakest link in their group, and Finn spent most of his time working with him. Okay, Nines had a little bit of trouble keeping up. He was a little bit hesitant and everything. But as I mentioned on our show, Finn had a lot of empathy, and he was very helpful. Okay, and Finn would have become an officer were it not for everyone's favorite individual. They all just cannot seem to stand Captain Phasma. Now, before I go on here, I want to address something that's apparently somehow causing controversy among Star Wars fans. Everyone seems to hate Captain Phasma because Captain Phasma was viewed as being the new Boba Fett. Okay, so let me go ahead and clarify something here. Boba Fett didn't do a fucking thing in the movies, okay? He's there. He has maybe, like I said on Friday. I said on our Friday show. Go back and listen to it. He has maybe 3 lines in 2 movies, and then he dies. That's all he does, okay? Captain Phasma actually has more lines than Boba Fett, and most of the time she just kind of stands there and is there to look menacing. But she directly speaks to Finn. She speaks to Kylo Ren. She is on Jakku. She's here. She's there. She's everywhere. She's the omnipresent stormtrooper officer. And as you know, she is directly involved in what happens on Starkiller Base. Uh, and by that I mean, the end of the movie, which I'm not going to spoil. I promise I'm not going to spoil it. Okay. She does more. Well, she not only does she say more, but she does more than Boba Fett. Okay, she's still a badass character. She still deserves all the respect you can give her. And in my opinion, saying, well, she's not an important character. Da, 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 da. No, you just need to get over it. Okay, she's actually a very important character. You just don't want to acknowledge it because you have this mythos built up around Boba Fett that he doesn't deserve. I mean, really, if you look at the prequels and how Boba is in there, he's a child and he grows up, and then if you've seen the Star Wars Clone Wars series, you know a little bit about Boba Fett from there, and what he went through. By the time he gets to Empire Strikes Back, he's just a silent person who's there, who stands around, does nothing, except maybe he has a couple of lines, and then the Empire Strikes Back. There's fighting on Jabba's sail barge, and Han addresses him, or says the name Boba Fett, but you don't know who the hell he's talking about, okay? Because Han is not speaking to Boba Fett. That's the truth. The only reason that Boba Fett even has a name is because George Lucas was insistent that every character from Star Wars have an action figure, and so they came up with a name for him, and made the bounty hunter that everyone knows and loves as being who Han Solo was talking about. That's the truth, okay? Captain Phasma's name is said in the movie. It's said to her. It's said about her. Get over it. She's more important than Boba Fett is. She's done more. Sorry. Anyway, rant over, I promise. Okay. Anyway, going back to Finn and Nines, okay? These soldiers worked together before everything happened, okay? And the deal was that Phasma kept saying that Finn was not able to be an effective leader. because he was not willing to let Slip go. Slip probably should have died multiple times in training because he's apparently a fully functional idiot, I guess. I really don't know how to describe it. He would always lag behind in training. Whenever they were sent anywhere on a recon or whatever, Slip was always one of the last ones to get ready to go. He was lazy and whatnot. Okay, he was a bad soldier. And Phasma's deal was that Slip was bad with the First Order, and Finn needed to learn to let him go and move on. But Finn wouldn't, like I said, Finn has a lot of empathy. Okay, so we're going to fast forward a little bit in the story here, and we're going to go to the Battle of Baku. Okay, as I kind of alluded to on our Friday, actually I outright said it rather more realistically on our Friday show. During the Battle of Baku, uh, the First Order is seeking the map to find Luke Skywalker. Okay, uh, why would it possibly be on Jakku? Well, as it turns out, the character played by Max von Sydow, uh, his name is Florison Pekka, I believe, is actually tied to the Jedi Order. He is not a Jedi, he is not a Force user, but he is a member of the Church of Force. Okay, this is why he's on Jakku. Jakku is considered a holy world, or at least the village that we're in is considered a holy world, or holy site rather. And as I said, it's where the fall of the Empire actually took place. It was not Endor; it was actually on Jakku. Okay, this is established canon. Shut the fuck up. Uh, um, anyway, the fighting in the village sees all the villagers there killed, and there's the point in time where, as you can see, Finn's helmet is streaked with blood. That was because a soldier who he had knelt down to help reaches up and grabs at him before he dies, and smears, his blood all over Finn's helmet. Okay, that soldier was actually Slip. Slip lagged behind, and he was shot, and he dies in Finn's arm after Finn is knelt down to make sure he's okay. It was typical Finn behavior. This is established in the story leading up to this, and you see it directly in the movie. Finn was an empathetic individual who knelt down to one of his soldiers instead of just saying, nope, he's dead, move on with your life. So Finn is streaked with blood, and that is the moment in time where he realizes he's in a bad place. He has been trained to do evil things by evil people, and he needs to get out, and that's what leads to the whole escape with him hooking up with Poe Dameron, who was captured during the fighting on Jakku, and escaping the First Order. That's what leads to all of this. But I'm gonna fast forward again in the movie until they get to Maz Kanata's castle. Okay, as you know, Finn's long since left, and he was with Han Solo and Chewbacca, and he has Rey, BB-8, and they're trying to find a way that they can get to resistance space, uh, and they've gone to Maz Kanata for help. Okay, during this whole scene, the whole sequence at Maz's castle, uh, they find Luke Skywalker's lightsaber and everything else. Well, that leads to an attack by the First Order. Surprise! Uh, because they were able to track the Millennium Falcon. Uh, so during the fight, you see the trooper, the Riot Control Trooper, who walks down with a shield, and he has a gun on his hip, but he did never use it. And he has the baton. And the internet called this person Traitor, TR-8R, because that's his line. He yells Traitor looking at Finn. And again, as I said on Friday, there is a reason that he says this, okay? How is it that this soldier would possibly know who Finn is and know he's a traitor? Simple. He's seen him with his mask off. His helmet's been off. His armor's been off of it. This guy knows Finn. Well, there's only two options left for, that you could really assume might possibly be someone who would know Finn. That would be soldier whose name I can't remember, who's not really important because he didn't do anything. And then there is Nines. But yes, TR-8R has been confirmed to be FN-2199. He is the one who shouts Traitor. He recognizes, this was officially confirmed by Lucasfilm and Disney, okay? FN-2199, also known as Nines, the red-haired soldier that trained with Finn, such a loyalist and everything, looks at Finn, realizes who he is, okay? And the reason he attacks Finn so intensely is because, again, he views Finn as being a traitor, and he is, essentially. I mean, he's left the First Order, and even Kylo Ren says that it's high treason, okay? Finn's committed treason against the First Order, and that is the exact reason that Nines attacks him so relentlessly, and in fact that's gonna ruin it here for those who haven't seen it. If Han Solo had not grabbed a hold of Chewbacca's bowcaster and shot Nines in the chest, Nines probably would have beaten Finn. So yes, I was wrong about the whole sequence. I admit it again. On Friday, yet again. But yes, I was wrong. I'm sorry I was wrong that I gave so much discredit to this particular soldier in First Order. That's my fault. I'm a horrible person, I guess, with a comment. But that is their backstory, and that's really all I had to say today. Wednesday, I will do the Kylo Ren video. I promise I will do it. I have a lot I want to talk about with Kylo Ren and the reason why I think he's a good character and whatnot. And I know a lot of people, dislike him. That's fine. I understand. But I want to explain why he's actually a very good character. Now, if you watched our Friday show, you'll kind of know why I said this. Because I mentioned it then. But I want to do, a specific video detailing with Kylo Ren. So look for that on Wednesday. On our Friday show, we will most likely have a guest again. We're actually trying to reach out and have more guests this year. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but we've already had someone who is probably going to be able to be a confirmed guest. So we'll announce later. Anyway, that's really all I had to say today, for this video. Please remember to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, and look for us Wednesday. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.